A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a first step. Today, Chestnut Hill College takes the first step on a journey of 24 miles towards Lincoln Financial Field in May as they play their home opener against the Seton Hill College Griffins. Well, a pleasant good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matthew Schwartz, and we're here at Plymouth White Marsh High School as the Chestnut Hill College Griffins begin their 2016 campaign with a Battle of the Griffins against Seton Hill College. Well, Seton Hill made their way to Plymouth meeting today after defeating Wingate 13-12 last week, placing them at 1-0. Hunter Hayes had a hat trick, while Sean Stanners, Garrett Howell, and Sean Pettit each had 2 goals in the victory. Well, Chestnut Hill College, this is their home opener, their season opener as well. They finished at 6-7 last year. In last season's meeting, the Griffins only tallied 3 times as they fell to the then 13th ranked Seton Hill Griffins in a 15-3 loss in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Justin Albaran tallying twice, George Markey tallying once in the loss. Well, here we are on a pleasant spring-like day for a home opener here in late February, a far cry from the snow and the wet and the rain that we've been getting lately. As the Chestnut Hill College Griffins look to open their 2016 campaign with a victory. Seton Hill looking to go to 2-0, defeating Chestnut Hill for the second straight season. As we come out for the lineups, Seton Hill will be working from our right to our left. Red helmets, white shorts, red jerseys, gold helmets, white shorts. Chestnut Hill College, red helmets, white jerseys, red shorts. Come out for the lineups. In goal for Chestnut Hill College will be Thomas McDermott, junior goalkeeper, local product out of Ridley High School. Been working with head coach Brian Doherty. Well, most of his life, as the goalies get set, the officials are set. We're set for the opener of the 2016 campaign. Taking the face-off for Seton Hill College will be number 11, Nick Nefris. For Chestnut Hill College, can't see a number right now. Will be number 32, Joseph Pozniak, a junior midfielder. Officials go down. We're set. Here's the whistle. We're underway, the 2016 campaign. Big hit right there. Face-off still down. Gets post back, still down. Chestnut Hill ball is still loose. It's all there, and Chestnut Hill comes away with the ball. They get into their clear. This is 77, Derek Darnluke. One of the captains, a senior defender. Chestnut Hill being very patient. Seton Hill kind of giving up the the midfield area, as here comes Chestnut Hill into their first offensive set. And we're going to get our first flag of the season as Casey Brown, a freshman, flag is down. Chestnut Hill still with possession. This is George Markey. Over to Andrew Dooley. Dooley back to Markey. Markey looking. Slow whistle. There is a flag down for a trip. This is Klusaritz. Klusaritz being closely marked. Looking around, trying to find help. He finds it. That's Brown. Brown back to X is Chestnut Hill. Again, very patient here on the slow whistle. They're going to go man up for the first time. He gets a step, takes a shot. That one's saved. And picking up the ground ball will be Andrew Dooley. Dooley looking. Closely marked by Gutentag. And Chestnut Hill still with possession. They've been out playing flag down lacrosse for about a minute. Seton Hill looking for a timer on. They're not going to get one. Justin Hill Markey gets a shot, takes a shot, and scores! George Markey opens the campaign with his first of the season with 13:04 left in the first quarter. It's 1-0 Chestnut Hill College. To wait to see what the call is. The goal is good. It's going to be 7 with a trip, 1 minute. He'll serve that anyway. We're going to go to a man-down face-off. Chestnut Hill will still get their man up. As Matt Mahood, a redshirt junior defenseman, was called for the trip. .13:04 to play first quarter. We are set. Face-off is good. Seton Hill picks up the ground ball. That's won by Nick Neferis. Neferis picks it up, and he'll move into the offensive zone as Seton Hill will look to try to kill off this penalty. Zach Rush, junior attackman, takes the ball out to the corner. Surveys the field. Chestnut Hill, man up, 1 minute. He'll give it over to Hunter Hayes. Hayes back to Rush. They're just playing catch over there. And finally, he's going to give it to Holgren, who I don't think he actually saw Matt Anderson coming out of the box. Anderson closely marking. They're going to try to double the ball a little bit. Now Anderson's going to settle into the middle. If there are 10 seconds left on the man up, 1-0 Chestnut Hill College if you're just joining us. George Markey scoring on a slow whistle. Here's Hayes. Penalty has expired. Seton Hill back to full strength. As here is number 6, Jack Morin, I'm sorry. Here's Jack Miller, closely marked. Can't find an opening. Here's Morin again. Couldn't find anything. Takes the shot, scores. Eric Holgren tallies for Seton Hill and ties the score up. 11:36 to play first quarter. As Holgren will be the battle of Neferis and Pozniak again at the center X. And that is actually Joshua Pope at the center X. And it's going to be won by Seton Hill. Matthew Anderson. Oh, sorry. Jonah Gutentag picking up the ground ball. He drops it. He's looking around. Can't find any help. So he'll just continue carrying it. And here come the Seton Hill College Griffins into their second offensive possession of the game. Seton Hill open set. Collapsing into what looks like a 2-2-2 offense. Trying to move the ball around. Good collapse by Chestnut Hill College. But Seton Hill continues to control possession. And that's John Miller picking up the ground ball there. Miller moving the ball. Now being carried by Holtgren. He of the lone Seton Hill College. As he makes it past scores, that's Hunter Hayes, his first of the game. And Seton Hill. Hunter Hayes, his first. And just like that, 2-1 in favor of the Seton Hill Griffins. This time it's going to be Brian Sinex, sophomore midfielder, trying to take the draw for Chestnut Hill. It looks like Coach Doherty just trying to not let Seton Hill win one cleanly. And that one's going to be loose, and Seton Hill's going to pick it up. Their third straight face-off victory. And this is Jack Miller, who loses the ball. And here comes Chestnut Hill. That's Josh Pope. Picking up the ball, they'll touch it in. And Chestnut Hill will get their second offensive possession. They scored on their first one, man down. Flag down. That was George Markey. Here's Chestnut Hill College into an offensive set. Just trying to survey the field, be very patient. This is Dooley. Dooley out on an island. Going up against Bossert, he'll pass it back. Clusarts thought about taking the shot just outside the restraint line. Nothing happening there. Absorbs a few whacks, gives the ball up. And here's Albrin. And that ball is tipped. Not to see, and they're going to say it went out of bounds. Last touch, Chestnut Hill. So here comes Seton Hill. Good little spin move there by Bossert, and he'll gain the zone. As here's Seton Hill back into an offensive possession. Drop pass, but picked up immediately by Tyler Graham. Graham over to Holgren. Here comes Seton Hill, trying to move the ball against this Chestnut Hill College defense. This is Riley Martin. He was working against Matthew Anderson. And this is Hayes. Hayes passes over. And this is Zach Rush. Rush tries to get a step on his man, can't. Trying to find his way into the net. Rush found his way into the middle. As he just absorbs blow after blow from Darnley. And it's going to be picked up by Holgren again. He'll try to attack the cage, but Chestnut Hill has done a good job of collapsing the defense down. They continue to move the ball. It's now with Morin. Morin trying to get a step on his man. Tries to roll. Good help there by Albrin. Seton Hill continues to move the ball. A little surprised there's no timer. And that is a ground ball picked up by James DiCarlo. And here come the Chestnut Hill College Griffins into transition, trying to tie this game up. That's Albrin giving the ball over to Clusarts, who gives it to Playa. Chestnut Hill College trying to move the ball. This is Lyle. Back to Playa. Back down to the attack. They keep working that left side of the offense. Chestnut Hill just working the ball around the outside, trying to poke at this Seton Hill defense. Moving the ball around. This is Playa. Takes a shot. Good save there. And that actually ends up on the back of the net. As Merritt Bailey is the sophomore goaltender of Seton Hill College. And here is Seton Hill, and they're going to get called for, it's going to be a timeout before they can get called for failure to advance. So with 6:04 to play in the first quarter, it's 2-1 Seton Hill College. You're watching Chestnut Hill College Lacrosse on AccessLacrosse.com. With 6:04 left to play here in the first quarter, it's 2-1 Seton Hill. Ball coming in the right alley, and immediately Seton Hill is able to touch the ball in. That was the problem. That was what caused the Seton Hill timeout. Was they were about to get called for failure to advance. They hadn't put the ball in the box yet. Here's Sean Stanners. As they fall down, the turf monster apparently eating Zach Rush. Got a little tied up trying to receive the pass. The ball goes out of play, and it'll go over to Chestnut Hill College. Chestnut Hill able to get the ball, move it into the zone. They touch it in. And here is Justin Albrin. He's being watched by Tyler Graham. Albrin versus Graham. Albrin trying to get his step. Pick coming, nothing there. Albrin's going to try to turn back, nothing there. So he's going to give it up to Andrew Dooley. And Dooley gave it up to Pope. Pope working around. And he's going to get it down to Casey Brown. Casey Brown, a product of Maryland. Coming up to Pennsylvania to play his college lacrosse. Back to Brown. Brown's going to make the pass all the way back. That nearly skipped over Markey's head. Markey did a good job knocking it down, keeping on this side of midfield. And here's Dooley. Dooley trying to get a step. He does. Takes the shot. Scores! Andrew Dooley's first of the season. And Chestnut Hill College has tied this game up at 2. Well, this game's a little different from last year. This year, Seton Hill just took it to the Griffins. Final score was 15-3. Chestnut Hill showing this is a little bit of a new look team. They've been playing very, very good defense and been very patient on offense. So here's another face-off. Ball goes back, and it's going to be won by Seton Hill, picked up by Jack Miller. And here's Seton Hill working their clear. Merritt Bailey running for his life at this point, and he's going to lose the ball. Bailey gets it back. And that is going to be Jonah Gutentag. Gutentag loses the ball. Chestnut Hill continuing on offense. Moving the ball around. As play absorbs a hit, maybe a little bit high, no flag. Passes it back to the top, and he tried to take the shot, and he lost it. Lyle lost it on the shot. And Seton Hill will move into transition. They're going to have to take it back out. That's Gutentag. He's going to have to pull back out. So here is Seton Hill. That's Rush. Marked by Darnley. Rush wants him. And we're going to get a flag down. This is going to go against Chestnut Hill. I believe it's going to wind up being a slash, probably on Darnley. You may have gotten him a bit high. Seton Hill just being very patient right now, playing with the flag down. This is Holtgren. Over to Morin. Morin down to Rush. Rush moves to X. Being watched by Darnley. Darnley, inside roll, takes the shot, scores. Rush, his first of the game. And with 2:10 to play in the first quarter, it's Seton Hill 3, Chestnut Hill 2. And we are going to get a penalty. This is going to be a personal foul. And it is going to be a slash against Derek Darnlick, senior captain. Must have caught Rush up a little bit more high, a little bit higher than the official would have liked. So Chestnut Hill will play their first man down of the 2016 campaign. First man down face-off of the season for Chestnut Hill. A clean win by Nick Nefris. It's a 1-minute penalty on Darnlook for slashing. Here's Seton Hill into their man-up offense. Takes a shot, scores. That is Sean Stanners, his first of the game. And that'll end the man up with 1:46 to play. It's 4-2 Seton Hill. Immediately obvious, Chestnut Hill has two problems. One, they're going to have to stay out of the box. Well, Seton Hill is going to crush them if they don't, and they have to start winning some faceoffs, or at the very least, contesting. The first one was contested, and Chestnut Hill was able to come up with the ground ball. Ever since then, Seton Hill has owned the faceoff X. As this one a little bit contested, and Nefris still not able to pick it up. That ball is still loose. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to go over to Chestnut Hill College. And here's Mercado. Chestnut Hill will get another offensive possession. Trying to get back in this game, now down 4-2 here in the first quarter. Here's Dombach. Playing catch-up behind with Brown. Back to Dombach. Over to Albrin. Chestnut Hill being very patient. Here's Andrew Dooley. Back to Albrin. Albrin wants Nefris. Got inside position, takes a shot, just misses. And that's going to remain Chestnut Hill ball as Casey Brown gets to the end line first. Dombach gets a step. Tried to roll, couldn't do it. Still pass it all the way over to Markey. Markey winds up, fires, takes a shot, just misses. It's going to stay over with Chestnut Hill College. Good backup by Casey Brown. Here's Dombach. Just taking his time. Being marked now by 2. Somebody's going to be open. That's Markey. That's not the guy you want to leave open if you're Seton Hill. Markey puts the second one of the game in the back of the net. With 14.7 seconds left in the first, it's 4-3. 14 minutes and 45 seconds of lacrosse. Chestnut Hill's already scored as many goals against Seton Hill as they did last year. Again, totally new team. A little bit of a new look coming from Coach Doherty. .7 seconds left. One last face-off for the quarter. And Seton Hill will win another face-off and take it down 5 seconds to go. And that will do it. That'll do it for the first quarter with our score. The Chestnut Hill College Griffins trail the Seton Hill College Griffins 4-3. You're watching Chestnut Hill College Lacrosse on accesslacrosse.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Seton Hill leads Chestnut Hill 4-3. Teams will turn around. Quick game recap for Seton Hill. 1 goal each by Hunter Hayes, Zach Rush, Eric Holgren, and Sean Stanners. 2 goals for George Markey and Andrew Dooley from Chestnut Hill College. As we come out for the second quarter, home opener for the Chestnut Hill College Griffins. And we got a violation, and that's going to go against Seton Hill. And that is going to be Austin Mercado picking up the ball. And here comes Chestnut Hill on their first offensive possession in the second quarter. Casey Brown, freshman attackman, trying to lose his man. He's being marked by Matt Mahood. They'll finally give the ball up to the midfield, and that'll be Andrew Dooley. Dooley working over Nefris. Dooley trying to get a step, can't. He'll take it behind GLE. As Dombach is trying to slow the slow pace of play a little bit. Dombach moving the ball. Face dodge attempt by Albrin. Couldn't lose his man. And he'll give it up to Mercado. Mercado working over the top with Jack Miller. Mercado can't lose Miller. He'll pass it over to Andrew Dooley. And Dooley will carry the ball into the corner. Mitch Doherty telling the offense just slow it down. Be patient. They're trying to finish a line change here as Markey will come onto the field. Markey calling for the ball. He's not going to get it. Casey Brown, that ball goes all the way through and will go out of bounds. Going to be a turnover against Chestnut Hill. Here is Seton Hill picking up the ball. That's Brett Craig. Craig taking the ball up the sideline. Thought about it. Back to the football 20. And here is a clear attempt from Seton Hill. And they are going to be successful on another clear attempt. So here is Seton Hill into their first offensive possession of the second quarter. Seton Hill moving the ball around. Open set right now. As that pass goes all the way through, here comes Chestnut Hill. Chestnut Hill's got a fast break. Daniel D. Pasquale trying to find somebody, and he'll make the pass. It went through the stick of Klusaritz, but it was picked up, good backup by Dombach, and we are going to get whistles. And I believe this is a time. And we are going to get a timeout by Chestnut Hill College with 12:44 to play in the first half, and they trail by 1. We'll step aside. You're watching Chestnut Hill College Lacrosse on AccessLacrosse.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Chestnut Hill trailing Seton Hill 4-3. Coming out of the timeout. Ball currently with Gerard Lyle. The Seton Hill head coach getting an explanation about, looks like, whether the ball was in his stick. I'll be honest, I don't know what that explanation was about. Lyle with the ball being marked by Drew Bossert to pass over a play. And here comes Casey Brown. Playa again. Playa got a step, but he saw the slide coming. Decided to pull it back. As Chestnut Hill moves the ball around on offense. Back to Playa as he plays catch with Lyle. Lyle decides to involve Klusaritz. Klusaritz over to Caleb Gaining. Back to Klusaritz. Back to Lyle as they try to work this left side. They'll give it back to Brown. Brown to Gaining. Gaining trying to work the ball over, and he's going to try to attack the net. Can't. And they're going to give it to Klusaritz. Klusaritz to Lyle. Lyle to Playa. Playa takes a shot. Save made by Merritt Bailey, and that's going to be a loose ball in midfield, and that's going to be a turnover. And here comes Chestnut Hill, and they're going to play catch as he went high to high again, and Bailey kind of just snagged that one out of the air, so thank you very much. And here is Seton Hill. That's Hartman. For the Holgren. Seton Hill, balanced but potent attack. Four goals, 4 different goal scorers. We tick down towards the 11-minute mark of the first half. That's Riley Martin giving it up to Jack Morin. Here's Holgren. Holgren being marked closely by D. Pasquale. They continue to work. Takes a shot, scores. That's one that McDermott's probably going to want back as Zach Rush tallies his second of the game. 10:39 to play, second quarter, 5-3, Seton Hill. Coming out to take the face-off this time will be Brian Sinex for Chestnut Hill against Nick Nefris. Nefris was 6 of 8 at the face-off X coming into the second quarter. Said just completely dominating the center X. Lost the first one of the second quarter on a violation. And he pops the ball out. It's going to be picked up by Jack Miller. And here comes Seton Hill trying for a clear. So he gained the offensive midfield. Still have not gotten it in the box, though. Now they have. They move the ball over to Hartman. Over to Petticky. And here is Seton Hill into their offense. Stanners being harassed a little bit. Ball now with Petticky. They move the ball around. Trying to get a step. Can't find his way into the crease, and we're going to get a flag down, and I think this is going to be a push with possession. I think this is going to be a push with possession. And that's exactly what it is. It's going to be a technical foul push possession, and honestly, I think Mark Passetta's got a case here. So he hit him in the shoulder. He kind of went to the official and said, well, what else was I supposed to do? So it'll be a 30-second push with possession, 9:44 to play, second quarter, 5-3 Seton Hill. So they go on the man up again. Second time today, they are 1 for 1. Here's Seton Hill. Again, they are 1 for 1 on the man advantage already today. They move the ball, takes a shot, scores. That's going to be Bennett Johnson, his first of the game. And just like that, 9:30 to play, it is 6-3. Seton Hill now 2 for 2. I had said it. One of the things Chestnut Hill College has to do is stay out of the penalty box. They don't have a choice. They have to stay out of the box. 2 for 2 now, Seton Hill. As they are now doubling up Chestnut Hill. Neferis got a little too cute there, trying to pick up the loose ball. And this is Jack Miller. Miller with a step, takes a shot, scores! And Jack Miller, the redshirt junior, makes it 7-3. As he went through about three men. So he went from 5-3 to 7-3 in a blink of an eye, and that's what can happen in lacrosse. Just like that. 9:18 to play, second quarter. Another face-off, a clean victory for Neferis. Neferis trying, I don't know what he was doing there. Ends up just dropping the ball. Ball's still down. That's going to be Zach Rush picking it up. And Rush is out of bounds. He wanted the flag. He's not going to get it. And he also blew a tire. He lost his shoe. As Chestnut Hill will attempt their clear. Easiest thing to do when you have a clear like that is pass it over the top, which is exactly what they do. They got it to Albron. Albron touches it in the box, and here comes Chestnut Hill with another offensive possession. That's Dombach to Brown. Back to Dombach. Back to Albron. Albron over to Dooley. Dooley holds, surveys, back to Albron. Albron dodging. Absorbs some contact. Absorbs some more contact as he drags from one side to the other. Now he's going to give it over to Markey. Markey being watched by Bossard. Bossard out on an island. He'll get the ball back to Dombach. Dombach at X. Being watched by Elbow. Dombach being very patient as he moves to the corner of the box. Elbow shadowing, a couple of yards below GLE. Here's Dombach. Dombach passes across the formation. Good skip pass, takes a shot, and have to wait to see if they call that a shot, and they do. The shot actually partially blocked. Dooley tried, ended up firing it about 50 feet in the air. Dombach again, moves to X. He's still being watched by Josh Elbow. Dombach tries question mark dodge, can't find anything there. He's going to pass it to the top to Albron, takes the shot just wide. Dombach will pick up another loose ball. Or correction, another ball off the end line. So he retains possession. There's Markey. 7. As there's Markey, takes a shot, scores! George Markey's got the hat trick. Senior midfielder. It's 7-4, 7:24 to play, second quarter. Great job there by George Markey. He got his step, just found a way to the top of the crease and just buried it. And it's going to be a battle of the 11s as Daniel DePasquale now moving from defender to LSM, and they're going to violate him immediately. Seton Hill's going to win it on the violation. Neferis. Find out what the face-off violation was there. That may have also been strategic. This here is Seton Hill. That's Eric Holtgren with the ball. He'll give it to Riley Martin. Martin over to Morin. Seton Hill just moving the ball around their offense. Nobody in the middle, totally open set. Seton Hill continuing to move the ball. Morin now with it. Being marked by Pope. Morin versus Pope. Morin tries to get a step. He's going to get driven towards GLE. He didn't want to be there. Takes a shot. Save made. Matthew Pedrick now in the game. Another shot goes wide. Thomas McDermott out of the game right now. New goalie is number 30. That's Matthew Petrick. He is a sophomore goaltender, and he's going to bring that ball right back into the crease. Good move. He now runs a little bit for his life. And here comes Chestnut Hill trying to clear the ball. And that is DePasquale. And he will gain the box. Move just touching it right into the corner. Here's Andrew Dooley. Moving the ball around. That's Dombach. Dombach at X being given about 5 yards. And he'll pass over to Klusaritz. Klusaritz absorbs a whack. Falls down. Another turf monster. Turf monster claims another victim as Brett Craig fell down over his own 2 feet. And here is a shot that goes wide by Dooley. Dooley already has one on the day. Shot went wide. Chestnut Hill playing a little bit of a compressed offense. Everybody's below the football 25-yard line. And here's Markey. Markey being marked by Bossert. Couldn't find anything. He'll just move the ball around. They'll give it to Albrin, and Albrin can't get to it, and that ball is going to go out of bounds. And Seton Hill will pick up the ball. This is Tyler Graham. Graham being denied the midfield stripe. 3 men on him, and he's actually being driven backwards, but they're able to break it as Petticky able to gain the offensive zone. And here is Seton Hill. Just over 4 minutes to play, 7-4 in favor of Seton Hill. They're in a beautiful afternoon at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School here on accesslacrosse.com. Here is Seton Hill with the ball. Is that Petticky? Correction, that's Stanners. Stanners, question mark. Can't do anything with it. Gives it back to Petticky. Petticky gains a step, takes the shot. Save made. So that skips over Pedrick's head. And picking up the ball will be Rush. Rush dances to the top, and I don't know how he found the back of the net on that one, but he did. And Rush has a hat trick, and it is 8-4 in favor of Seton Hill. (8-4) Seton Hill, 3:38 to play second quarter. As Zach Rush nets his third of the game. Both teams with 1 face-off violation. This is another face-off, and it's going to be another win for Nefris. Although he lost the ball immediately to Klusaritz. Here's Mercado. Gave the ball over to Dombach. Dombach to Klusaritz. They'll play catch a little bit, and he's going to give it up to Playa. Playa back to Dombach. Dombach being very patient in that corner. As Brown loses the ball, gives it right back, and we are going to get a timeout. Their second of the half by Chestnut Hill College with 2:48 to play and trailing by 4. Coach Brian Doherty decides to use his final timeout of the half. We'll step aside. 2:48 to play. Seton Hill leads Chestnut Hill 8-4. Coming out of the timeout, Chestnut Hill ball. 2:48 to play, 8-4. Chestnut Hill College trails Seton Hill College. Battle of the Griffins opening day for Chestnut Hill. Seton Hill 1-0. They had defeated Wingate last week 13-12. And here is Chestnut Hill out of the timeout. Good pickup there by Caleb Gaining. And Dombach trying to work his man a little bit. Rolls, can't find anything. Good defensive work by Josh Albo. And they'll give it to Brown. Brown trying to work over his man. And we are going to get a flag on that. A little bit of a delayed flag, a delayed reaction by the referee. It's almost like he had to study it for a second and went, yeah, I think I'll throw a flag on that. Now the question is that a slash? Did he contact his head, or is it just going to be a push? Come out, we'll get the call from the official. And it is going to be a push. That is a push on Matt Mahood. Good job by Brown to draw the penalty. Probably one of those, it could have gone either way. It could have also just as easily been a no call. Referee a little late throwing the flag, but he does throw it. 32nd man up. Chestnut Hill is 0 for 1 on the man up. Earlier had the first call of the game on a slash. We're unable to capitalize. That shot, he hits the post. Great job on a step down by Clusards, and he was unable to do anything with it. And here comes Chestnut Hill as the ground ball wound up all the way back in their defensive end. As Clusards took a step down, Clusards, and he will get sent to the floor. Good hit there by Playa. And another flag, and this one's going to go against Chestnut Hill, or maybe not. And there's a second flag, and that one's got to be for unsportsmanlike conduct. We're going to have multiple fouls here. Now we're going to have to wait and see. They blew the play dead while Seton Hill had the ball, which would tell me that it's probably against Seton Hill, both of them. And there are two players heading over. And I think the officials are going to have to get together and discuss this one, because he didn't even know what to report to the table. That far side official threw a flag, blew the play dead, and then about 5 seconds later threw a second flag. One of them's got to be for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's the only dead ball foul I can think of. There was no contact. The officials get together to discuss, well, probably the penalty, but also possibly the weather and their dinner reservations for tonight. And we are going to get the meeting of the minds breaks up. So it's white 9, illegal body check, 1 minute. That is going to be against Playa. That's an illegal body check. Then what is the second foul? And I guess the second one, I guess they picked it up, which is odd. Usually they don't pick up flags like that, especially when they're unsportsmanlike. So the initial penalty is play out 1 minute for an illegal body check. Seton Hill 2 for 2 on the man up with 1:21 to play the first quarter. Or I'm sorry, the first half rather. That shot goes wide. Attempt by Bennett Johnson. Here's Seton Hill. Takes a shot. That one goes wide. Zach Rush will go pick up what really is the last ball on that end line. Here's Rush. Trying to move the ball. Finds it way into the middle. Canadian Egg Roll scores. That's Sean Stanners, his second of the game. And literally with just under a minute, 59.8 seconds left in the second quarter, it's 9-4 Seton Hill. Scoring on the man up. (9-4) Seton Hill, 59.8 seconds left, first half. I believe that's. And that ball goes up as Velarde try, and that's going to be 42. Jack Miller again. Miller takes a shot. That one was saved, and it's going to be Seton Hill ball. We are under a minute to play. Seton Hill with the ball. Probably looking for the last shot. Zach Rush already has 2 on the day. Correction, he has 3 on the day. He's got the hat trick. So here's Petticky. Seton Hill moving the ball. Mitchell. Mitchell being worked over by Pope. As the two of them go back to X. Pope trailing him the whole way. Mitchell tries to get a stop. Takes a shot, and I think that hit the inside of his foot. And that'll do it. And the Seton Hill was yelling about something. Seton Hill was yelling about the clock. Be that as it may, the clock has expired. We've reached the end of our first half with the score Seton Hill 9, Chestnut Hill 4. We're going to step aside. You're watching Chestnut Hill Lacrosse on AccessLacrosse.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the second half. as we get set to start the second half. Seton Hill leads Chestnut Hill 9-4, and another face-off win for number 11 Nick Nefris. They come down, and about 5 people wind up in the net, and they're going to say that was a push from behind. And Seton Hill with possession, leading by 5. Seton Hill again 1-0, having defeated Wingate last week. Chestnut Hill, this is their first game of the season. With the ball is Eric Hultgren. Hultgren over to Miller. Miller has already got one today. Miller will pass the ball back to X. Good job trying to pick up the pass by Garrett Howell. Howell rolls, can't find anything, and he'll give it over to Zach Hartman. Hartman being marked closely. Hartman gains a shot, can't, and that one went over the net. And Howell with the backup. He'll step in, get his whistle. Howell gets a step, takes a shot. I think that was blocked down as it became a little bit of a shooting gallery. And Jack Morin nets his first of the game, 14:01 to play, and it's now they have expanded their lead to 10-4. Another face-off, and yeah, that's going to be a loose ball push. Seton Hill with possession, now up by 6. This is Petticky. Seton Hill with the ball, gets it back to Howell, back to Rush, back to Petticky, over to Stanners. Standards over to the right side. That's going to be 24. That's John Miller. Morin. And ball goes back up top to Petticky. Absorbs some contact from DePasquale. Continues to absorb contact. And that pass, unforced error, ball out of bounds. And here's Mercado trying again. He's double-teamed. He splits the double team and is able to gain the midfield stripe. And that pass goes wanting, and that'll go all the way through everybody. Brett Craig will pick it up, and he will clear it for Seton Hill. Seton Hill still has not gotten the ball in the box, and now they do. Seton Hill with the ball. This is Stanners. Stanners surveys the field. He'll pass it out to the top. That's Petticky. Over to Miller. Seton Hill just moving the ball around. Now in the stick of Rush. Rush trying to get a step. Pushing, absorbing the push. Gets it out top to Petticky. Petticky absorbs contact. Can't find anything. Pass down to Hartman. All continuing to move. There's Stanners. Stanners just inside the alley. Now moving the ball back towards X. He's being marked by Anderson. He gets a step, takes a shot, save made. Good job with the save by Pedrick. Here comes Chestnut Hill trying to clear the ball, get back in this game. They trail by 6. Here's Albrin. They did touch it in. Here's Markey. Markey being watched by Miller. He wants Miller on an island. Markey, man, sloughed off. He's going to give it to DePasquale, who tried to make a pass. Pass deflected. And they are going to move to clear the ball. Good contact there. Falls down. Ball still loose. It's going to get kicked out. Markey comes in, a good scrum at midfield, and out of all of the massive humanity, here comes Pozniak. Pozniak loses his stick, and that was actually a trip. They're not going to get that call. They're going to call a loose ball put. They're going to say it's a loose ball hold, rather. And Casey Brown will take the ball, and he'll step it into the box. He'll give it back to Markey as Markey will settle things down. Markey over to Dooley. Dooley down to Brown. Brown over to Mercado. Correction, that's Dombach back to Brown. That pass goes straight up. And he is offside. Offside against Chestnut Hill, and we're going to get whistles all over the place. Out of everything, well, whatever was going on, it got sorted out. We're back to playing lacrosse. Here's Seton Hill with the ball and a 6-goal lead. Seton Hill moving the ball around. That's Hultgren. Back to Martin. Seton Hill continuing to hold possession. That's Morin. To Hayes. Back to the middle. Trying to find Rush. Could not. And we're going to get a crease violation. And here comes Chestnut Hill in transition. Takes a step-down shot and is going to stay. That was Matthew Anderson trying. He fired it about, I think he was aiming for the soccer goal and not the actual lacrosse net. Here's Markey. Markey being watched by, that's number 6, Jack Morin. Markey versus Morin. Markey in the corner of the box. Takes a look. Waiting for the line change to finish as Albrin comes onto the field. Morin. Albrin, the top. That's Dooley. Brown now. Trying to get free. He can't. Takes a shot, scores! Andrew Dooley, his second. And it's 10-5, Seton Hill. Chestnut Hill creeps ever so slightly closer with 8:46 left here in the third quarter. .846 to play, third quarter, 10-5 Seton Hill. And Chestnut Hill wins a face-off. Timothy Velarde wins the face-off. Great work there. As he beat Nick Nefris. I believe only the third or fourth time today. This is Michael Playa. Over to Lyle. Lyle looking to dodge from the top. He can't. Give it back to Mercado. Mercado back to Lyle. Lyle skip pass over to Dombach. Dombach over to Brown. Brown trying to get a step on his man, Mahood, and he can't. Another skip pass as they're trying to move the ball around. Caleb Gainig. Gainig being watched by Miller. Gainig trying to work Miller. Here's Dombach. Dombach looking for whatever he can find. That's Playa at the top. Fire turns, fires, save made. Big collision at the end, no call. That pass will go wanting, and that pass is still loose, and he's out of bounds. Last touch by Seton Hill. It'll be Chestnut Hill College possession. 7:02 left, third quarter. Seton Hill doubling up Chestnut Hill 10-5. It was Lyle to Dooley. Dooley being watched by Nefris. Going to give it back to Albrin. Back to Dooley. Pick coming by Gannon, can't find it. Give it back, takes the shot, blocked. Scooped up by Brown, takes shot, scores! Picking up garbage. Welcome to college lacrosse, Casey Brown, as he makes it 10-6. A block shot, and Casey Brown, Johnny on the spot there, right at the top of the crease, dumps it into the back of the net. 6:33 to play third quarter. And it's a 4-goal game right now. See, he's going to get the ball for that one. They just kicked the ball out. They gave it to Coach Adam Ettinger. As that is the first college lacrosse goal of Casey Brown's career. That ball popped up in the air, and it's going to be a victory for... And that's going to get picked up by... The ground ball's picked up by Seton Hill. So he's now running... That's a 6-foot long... That is a 6-foot long target that he's trying to run through people with. And one man goes flying, nothing, no call. But it's going to get picked up by Pope. Takes a shot, can't find anybody. Moves the ball over, takes a shot, save made. Good ball movement there. Dombach ended up putting it right into the leg of Merritt Bailey. And you can see Bailey's definitely feeling that one a little bit. All of a sudden, Chestnut Hill playing with a little bit of fire. To say that they were playing unemotional, but they seem to have found a different level the last couple of minutes. And here's Seton Hill. Seton Hill, passing the ball. Moving it around. Actually just kind of playing catch with the attack. Finally gets back to the midfield. That's Morin. Morin gives it over to Bennett Johnson. Johnson back to Morin. Morin being looked at by Pope. Gets a step. Pope, good recovery. Gets it back out to Hultgren. Walver takes a shot, scores. And that's going to be Bennett Johnson's second for the freshman midfielder. 4:50 to play third quarter, 11-6 Seton Hill. This is lacrosse. Everybody can make a run. Games can change in the blink of an eye. Chestnut Hill down 5 right now. But they've scored 2 of the last 3. Another face-off. That one's not going to be won. They still can't pick it up. And finally, it's going to be won by Chestnut Hill. And we are going to get a play on. And no, they're actually going to throw a flag on that, I think. I think that one's actually, that wasn't a hold. That was a horse collar. And I think they're actually going to call him for the hold. No, they're going to call him for an illegal cross-check. So number 4, Zach Rush, will go for an illegal cross-check. It'll be Chestnut Hill ball. Chestnut Hill 0 for 2 on the man up. Klusaritz with the ball. The offense trying to run through Klusaritz. For the Dooley. Back to Klusaritz, playing catch out top. That's Albrin. Back to Klusaritz. Back to Dooley, the three of them just playing catch. Klusaritz steps down, takes the shot, save made. Goes into the corner, and Dombach with the backup. Got what they wanted, which was Klusaritz about 15 yards off the top of the crease. They're going to do it again. Going to rotate out a little bit. Skip past that, got blocked. And it's going to stay Chestnut Hill ball. So it was deflected out of bounds by Brett Craig. Still looking for Klusaritz. Takes a step, takes a shot, fired wide. Back up by Casey Brown. 3:52 to play, third quarter. Takes another shot. That one goes high. Uncle Playo looking for a flag as he got sent to the turf. Well away from the ball. Here's Brown to Dooley. Back to Klusaritz. Over to Albrin. Albrin takes a shot. That one got blocked. Penalty expires. Another man-up opportunity goes by the boards. Chestnut Hill now 0 for 3. Dooley. Player comes to set a pick. Dooley doesn't use it. Over to Dombach. Dombach turns, being watched by Mahood. Gives it back to Klusaritz. Klusaritz from X. Klusaritz can't roll. That pass goes through. And we're going to get an over and back call against Chestnut Hill College. Becomes Seton Hill possession. Here's Seton Hill into another offensive possession. Seton Hill 5, or leads by 5. Seton Hill 11. Chestnut Hill 5. Tick under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. That's Pedeke. Pedeke takes a shot, scores. Top shelf. And they continue to double up the Griffins. It's now 12-6. Pedeke's first of the game. 2:34 to play. Third quarter, 12-6. Another face-off. This one is going to be won by Chestnut Hill. That's Timothy Velarde. Velarde comes all the way down. He'll take the shot just wide, and it's going to go over to Seton Hill as there was no backup from Chestnut Hill. They're going to give it back to their keeper, Eric Bailey, and he's going to walk it up. This is Jack Morin. He will gain midfield. They looked and put it in the box. That's Jack Miller. Miller touches it in. Miller over to Hartman. They begin to move the ball around. That's Hunter Hayes. Hayes back out top to Hulkgren. Hulkgren in the alley. Tries to dodge from the alley. Can't. Gets a step. Good slide there by Mercado. Takes the shot. That was saved. As the sun begins to peek through the clouds. Here at Plymouth White Marsh High School. Chestnut Hill College's opening day 2016 campaign. First home game of the season. Seton Hill takes this shot. That one will go wide. May have gotten a piece of it more with the backup. Keep trying to roll the cage. Here's Hulkgren. Hulkgren out top. They move the ball around. Dancing with it. Finds a man and actually couldn't get a shot off. Takes a shot, scores. That's going to be Zach Hartman's first of the game. And it is now 13-6 with 44.4 seconds left. Something worth noting, the Griffins last year were 4-2 at home. They were 6-7 overall. As we tick down towards 30 seconds to play, Seton Hill with the ball and a 7-goal lead. 13-6 Seton Hill. 20 seconds to play here in the third quarter. The pass goes John Miller. Back to Miller. 10 seconds to play. Miller gets a step, takes a shot. That goes wide. With exactly 6 seconds left in the quarter. And here is Seton Hill, and they are not going to be able to find anything, as that will do it. A little bit of maybe some pushing and shoving at the end of the quarter. Nothing is going to come out of it. We've reached the end of 3 quarters of play with our score. The Seton Hill College Griffins 13, the Chestnut Hill College Griffins 6. You're watching Chestnut Hill College Lacrosse on AccessLacrosse.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the fourth quarter. Seton Hill 13, Chestnut Hill 6. Chestnut Hill will work from our right to our left here in the fourth quarter. And that is going to be another face-off victory for Nick Nefris. Actually, he lost the ground ball. And that's actually going to be a win for Chestnut Hill. Pedrick running for his life. Pedrick loses the ball, scoops it up, and it's going to be Hunter Hayes. Hunter Hayes in the alley. Brings the ball into the box. And here is Seton Hill with possession. Up 7, and now up 8. As Jack Miller scores his second of the game, the redshirt junior, 14:29 left. It is now 14-6 in favor of Seton Hill. One thing to keep in mind, one game does not a season make. Chestnut Hill finished 6-7 last year. So there is still a lot of lacrosse left to play in this season. And it's only February. It's now 14-6, 31 seconds into the fourth quarter. And another face-off victory for Nick Nefris. Been saying that all afternoon. Here's Zach Rush. Rush will carry the ball down towards X, and he'll give it back to Hunter Hayes. Moving the ball back to Miller. Skip pass all the way over to Sean Pedeke as he takes a shot, and that one goes well wide. Closest man to the ball was Rush, so he will pick up an extra ball on the sideline. Rush directing traffic. It's turned into an absolutely gorgeous day here at Plymouth White Marsh High School. Almost perfect lacrosse weather. For the Battle of the Griffins to open the 2016 Chestnut Hill campaign. There's a ground ball towards the sideline and whistle, and it's going to be Seton Hill possession. As Hunter Hayes brings the ball back inbounds. Seton Hill with possession, takes a shot. That one goes wide. May have gotten a piece of it was Pedrick. As Zach Rush will go get another ball. And we've got whistles and a timeout by Chestnut Hill College. 13:23 to play, fourth quarter. 14-6 Seton Hill. You're watching Chestnut Hill College Lacrosse on AccessLacrosse.com. Coming out of the timeout, 14-6, Seton Hill up on Chestnut Hill. With 13:23 to play here in the fourth quarter. Ball will start in the far side alley in the stick of Zach Rush. Here is Seton Hill with possession. Here's Seton Hill. Possession. That ball got dropped, and the stick got dropped. And a lot of pushing and shoving. Going to be picked up, though, by Pedeke. They will slow the ball down again. Pedeke, ball at his feet. That'll be Zach Rush. Rush with the ball moving towards X. It's being marked by D. Pasquale. Got involved in the pushing and shoving. And somehow, Zach Hartman found himself all alone on the cage. Nobody accounted for him, and it is 15-6 Seton Hill. 12:29 to play, fourth quarter, 15-6 in favor of Seton Hill. As the dominance at the face-off X continues. That was a great play by Jack Miller, and we have whistles and a timeout by Seton Hill. 12:17 to play, 15-6. They now lead by 9. You're watching Chestnut Hill College Lacrosse on AccessLacrosse.com. Coming out of the timeout, Seton Hill possession. Up by 9. With just over 12 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Zach Rush with the ball. Over, there's Hunter Hayes. Hayes with the ball. Hayes being marked by DePasquale. Hayes let his stick drag there a little bit. Good switch there as he gets turned over to Mercado. Rush absorbing some contact. Rush trying to find his way in. Can't. Move the ball back to X. Tried the pass right down the middle. Could not find anything there. It's in the feet of Derek Darnlick, and Darnlick will pick the ball up and lose it immediately. And this is Riley Martin. First time we're saying his name today. Zach Rush into the middle. Ball well up in the air, and that's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say it's going to stay with Seton Hill. This here is Zach Hartman. Coming down the middle, trying to find an angle. Couldn't find one, was Hultgren. Takes a shot, scores. That's Jack Moore in his second. Well, 10:44 to play. They're now up 10. And we are going to get a goaltending change, and that'll be Thomas McDermott re-entering the game for Matthew Pedrick. Pedrick's just been in a shooting gallery all afternoon. They're going to put Thomas McDermott and try to staunch the bleeding a little bit. Down 10 with just over 10 minutes to play. (11 versus 11) as Neferis and DePasquale will face off at the center X. Neferis balls up and down, and it's going to be picked up again by 42 Jack Miller. Miller has had a great game coming in from the wing there. And he's also got 2 goals to go with it. And here is Sean Stanners. Stanners has 2 also. Stanners with the ball. And he'll give it over to Petticky. Here is Seton Hill moving the ball around their offense. Just continuing to move it around. It's down the stick of John Miller. Miller back to Petticky. Petticky takes a shot, save made. Plays catch with McDermott. McDermott will clear and look to push the action. That's Matthew Anderson. Back to the top, that's Albrin. Albrin surveys the field. He is in no rush. And touches the ball just to make sure that they got it in the box. Touches in, touches out. Chestnut Hill is going to complete a change here. Chestnut Hill only had 5 guys on the field. Here comes Markey. A little bit delayed. We tick down towards 9 minutes left in the game. And Chestnut Hill College down 10. Absorbing contact, that's Klusaritz. Ground ball picked up by Brown. He'll be shoved and be checked. And here comes Seton Hill on the fast break, trying right down the middle. Did not have anything as Chestnut Hill did a good job rotating back. That's Garrett Howell. We'll give it over to Rush. Rush being looked by Darnlook. Continues to work him. Seton Hill with the ball in possession. Up by 10. That's Riley Martin. Ball over to Hayes. Hayes wants to take Dooley. Hayes tried to push a pass into the middle. It's not there. And that ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Holgren, so it's going to go over to Chestnut Hill College. We picked up by Mark Pacetta. And he'll give it over to McDermott. McDermott passes over. Here comes a clear attempt. Chestnut Hill really needs to pass over the top of this. And they will. There's Auburn. He'll touch it in. Auburn tried maybe to think about taking a shot and thought better of it. As here's Dambach. Dambach at X. Dambach moves the ball out to Klusaritz. Takes a shot. Save made. And another clear attempt by Seton Hill. And another clear attempt that is successful for Seton Hill. It was 3-2 at the end of the first quarter. It's now 16-6 in favor of Seton Hill. Making a point earlier that one game does not a season make. Keep in mind that Chestnut Hill won their next 2 games after losing to Seton Hill last year. Here's Seton Hill with possession. Just kind of slowing the game down. Maybe just bleeding the clock out on Chestnut Hill. Also realizing it's a 10-goal lead. So here's John Miller. Only thing that's going to force them really maybe to move the action would be a timer on from the officials. We've not had one at all today. Officials have not done so yet. Although as we tick down towards 6 minutes, they may start thinking about it. As Jack Miller plays catch. And now he's going to try to go to goal. Tries to roll, can't find anybody. He'll make the pass to Miller. Miller takes a shot, and that goes wide. Back up by Zach Rush. 5:55 to play, fourth quarter. Here from Plymouth Whitemarsh High School on a beautiful February day for lacrosse. Rush gets a step on his man, takes a shot, and scores. Rush's 4th of the afternoon makes it a 17-6 Seton Hill lead. It's almost a delayed reaction from everybody. Rush never put his stick up. The officials didn't blow the whistle. The crowd really didn't react. Then they turn around and went, oh, wait, it was a goal. 5:46 to play, fourth quarter. And it is now an 11-goal lead for Seton Hill. a face-off. They're at least making him work for him. As that ball goes up. No possession. And he actually never – the Seton Hill bench wanted a push, but actually he never got touched as that ball actually hit the referee. Ball is still loose. It'll finally be picked up by Dombach. Dombach scurrying around trying to find somebody open. We tick down towards 5 minutes, takes a shot, save made. They're playing catch with Merritt Bailey. Bailey's been able to, at times, Bailey's been able to write a term paper back in his own net. As that is a huge hit, and maybe a little shaking on the play is 32. That's Drew Bossard, and he will come over immediately to the bench, and he is not happy. Well, here is Seton Hill, and they honestly were taking their time, and we have a timeout called by Seton Hill with 4:22 left here in the fourth quarter in a 17-6 game. You're watching Chestnut Hill Lacrosse on AccessLacrosse.com. Goaltending change for Seton Hill. Merritt Bailey's afternoon done. They're going to bring in Rhett Baldwin, a redshirt sophomore. He will play the last 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Quick game recap for you. George Markey for Chestnut Hill College. George Markey has a hat trick. Andrew Dooley has 2. Casey Brown, welcome to NCAA Lacrosse. He got his first of his career. Unfortunately, on the other side of the ledger, it's been all Seton Hill. Zach Rush with 4. 2 goals each for Jack Morin, Zach Hartman, Sean Stanners, Bennett Johnson, Jack Miller, and a goal each for Eric Hulkgren and Hunter Hayes. And that's how we get to 17-6 in favor of Seton Hill. As out of the timeout, here is Seton Hill with the ball. With just over 4 minutes to play, another shot, save made. And whistles and interference is going to be called. And that's going to go against Chestnut Hill College. They're called Mark Becerra for interference. And here is John Miller. Miller trying to set the pick, actually, as he had passed it to Colin Mitchell. Mitchell absorbs contact, and yeah, that's going to be a flag. That one's kind of obvious. Picking up the ball will be Miller. You could put that one on the Men's Lacrosse Officials Facebook group and say, is this a push in the back? The answer is going to be unequivocally, yeah, it was. So a flag down situation here, as Seton Hill will now play with the slow whistle in the next 3 minutes on the clock. Zach Rush with the ball. And he tried to make the pass in the middle, and that's going to draw the whistles as the pass is intercepted by Tommy McDermott. And we are going to get 23 with a push. That's Josh Pope. He's going to go serve 30 seconds. Well, he'll go sit in the box for infield shame. That is a push with possession. They put as the man up, and that'll finish that off. As Sean Sanders will pick up a hat trick, he gives Seton Hill their second man with a hat trick. Zach Rush and Sean Sanders they both have a hat trick. Rush has 4. Sanders has 3 with 2:40 to play. It is now 18-6 in favor of Seton Hill. In all honesty, if this was a prize fight, the referee would have stopped it by now. Now a 12-goal deficit for Chestnut Hill. 2:40 to play, fourth quarter. And another Seton Hill face-off victory. As Nick Nefris has just owned that face-off dot. The fact is, though, which is interesting to me, they've gone to their bench for their goalie. You're seeing guys deeper on their bench coming into the game and playing. Nefris is still taking face-offs. So here is Seton Hill. And this is Tyler Howe, a freshman midfielder that just stepped onto the field. Be joined by Gabriel Straub, who I also have not said all afternoon. Correction, that's Colin Mitchell and Riley Martin. Looking at the wrong side of my ledger. John Mitchell takes a shot, and that one is going to stay. So it is Seton Hill. It's Thomas McDermott kicked the ball over the net. We tick down towards a minute and a half to go in the fourth quarter. Here is Zach Hartman. Tyler Graham loses his man, then loses the ball, comes back out to the top. And Colin Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell, a freshman attackman. He'll take a shot, and that one will go into the corner. And Zach Rush with the backup. 59.4 seconds left, fourth quarter. Seton Hill 18, Chestnut Hill 6. And DePasquale, a little bit of just a reaction as he put his hand up, tried to drop the ball. That is an illegal touch with 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. As the shot comes in, save made by McDermott. And the pass is intercepted. Step down shot takes it wide. That was Tyler Graham, sophomore midfielder, with 36.9 seconds left in an 18-6 game. Here's John Miller. So we take under 30 seconds to play. Seton Hill's going to win this one going away. Just a matter of the final seconds and the final score. 10 seconds left in the game. Seton Hill just running out the clock. Zach Rush will hold the ball. He's going to be marked by Darnlock. Everybody knows, and that will do it. With the final score, Seton Hill Griffins 18, the Chestnut Hill Griffins 6. Your goal scorers today for Seton Hill, we'll start with Seton Hill. 4 for Zach Rush, 3 for Sean Stanners, 2 for Jack Morin, Bennett Johnson, and Jack Miller. 1 for Hunter Hayes, Eric Holtgren, and Sean Petke. For Chestnut Hill College, George Markey had 3, Andrew Dooley had 2, Casey Brown had 1. Welcome to college lacrosse, Casey Brown, his first of his career. Well, that'll do it for us today from Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. Your final score, the Seton Hill College Griffins 18, the Chestnut Hill College Griffins 6. You've been watching Access Lacrosse, and Chestnut Hill College Lacrosse on AccessLacrosse.com. For our cameraman, John Barrett, for our producer, Kathy Barrett, I'm Matthew Schwartz. Have a pleasant day, everybody.